Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. You want the Fast Game Show on Mike C.
I'm very well.
Hey, today we're reviewing LA Noire HD, the remake.
Back, the remastered
Edition. Okay.
Now, this came out originally, I think, on the PlayStation 3.
I believe it's PlayStation 3. It came out 2006.
Yeah. And it's out for Xbox, PlayStation 4, Steam, and the Switch. Wow.
Wow. The Switch.
But before we start talking about it, as always, we like to give it a number of facts. Mike, how many facts do you give this remastered version?
I give it a 3.
Wow.
Fred, what do you give this a 5?
There you go. I'm going to tell you why I give it a 5.
I'm going to tell you why I give it a 3 first, so you can just... I'm not changing my view, I'm sorry. This game, it feels dated. The game really does feel dated. I was playing it and I wasn't really all that thrilled because I've been spoiled with all these great games that came out afterwards, like GTA for one and freaking Mafia 3. Awesome games, man. I liked Mafia 3 more than I thought I would. You know, I still got to finish that thing. But it just seemed dated. You go through as a detective where you rise up in ranks as far as first you're a beat cop and then you become a detective, so forth and so on. You know, you accuse people, you investigate crime. It just seemed a little too slow for me. It's a whole lot of slowness moving part. It does have story build up and everything for it, but it just seems dated to me, man. I really couldn't really get inside this world after I visited so many other worlds with more populace and it seemed more booming and more alive. So 3, man. Fred, why do you give this game a 5, Fred?
Now, back in the heyday when this game originally came out, it was one of the best games, one of the best open world games. And the reason why I gave it a 5 is because it didn't improve graphically, just a slight bit, because it's a remaster. It's not a original. You know, this game came out in 2017, 16, or whatever. But the fact that Nintendo Switch has this game, that blew my mind. And graphically, the graphics look better on the Nintendo Switch than it did on the original console that it came out, and it looks better than it on the PlayStation and on the Xbox. Now, even with HDR, you can't make this game look any better because it's an older game. So when they made it, they didn't make it in HD. They made this game in 720 or 480 or some low resolution. So it's not a game that's going to come out right now and be like, well, it looks super so polished, good. You know what I'm saying? Like Resident Evil 0. You know, they didn't remake the whole game.
Yeah, like they did that,
But for the fact that it came out on the Switch and it looks good, man, you know, this is a possibility where maybe Grand Theft could come out on the Switch. You know, maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 San Andreas or something like that, and they could do a remaster.
Dude, if it came out on that, I think I might get this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty decent game. Graphically, it's not there for me, but you got to remember that this game came out years ago, and then they just brought it back, you know what I'm saying, for an update or a remaster version copy of it. But to me, on the Switch, it looks great. The only gripe, and I'm still going to give it a 5, the only gripe that I'm going to give this game, that you have to get an additional SD card to put everything on, just like you did NBA 2K18. So, I mean, other than that, man, I think it's awesome.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and give this a final verdict, Fred.
Final verdict, Mike. Mike, this remastered version of LA Noire. Since you can't rent Switch games, or I mean, it came out on everything. So should you buy, rent, or pass?
I'm gonna say pass. It's pass for me. I'm sorry, it's pass for me. Fred,
I'm going to say buy on the Nintendo Switch.
Pass and buy.
Yeah, buy it on the Nintendo Switch. You'll have a great time. Just have to buy an additional SD card. But I mean,
All right, we don't always agree, but sometimes you're really wrong. So like always, you guys can hit us up at thagamersshow@gmail.com. That's the Gamer Show for the day. Don't forget to head over to the Facebook store page where you find low prices. Don't forget to hit us up on vTime, and don't forget to subscribe to Cup Games Club members.
And please remember to like, subscribe, and follow all our social media networks. Join our SteamWorks community and our website community where you can get some free stuff.
Right.
And we'll see you next time on WWTF.
You want the facts.
The Gaming Show.
See, next time people watching, get it for the Switch if you want to. Let's do it.